Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today we have another style episode because last episode I made some layer cake dresses and I did make a style episode about how I decide what my design's going to be for each dress. But I thought I'd do something simple about colour palettes, colour stories, and slightly less complicated than how I the stories behind each of my dresses.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
Okay, so first up, yes, I am going to do separate episodes later on this month because it's June already. Oh my goodness. So I will do separate episodes where I make one of the blue and yellow one, has about 6 or 6.5 yards. The yellow and pink one has 10 yards in the skirt and 10.5 yards basically. I will make separate videos on all of them where I show you how to do the pleating and I show you how to do the burrito method for the fully lined bodice. So I will do separate videos on them and I'll just flash this up again so you can work out what they are. So basically you need 3 bits of fabric that are 2 yards and then you need a bunch of then like 5 other bits of fabric that are 1 yard. And this one you need just a whole bunch of fabrics that are 1 yard. And with the yellow and pink dress in particular, there is more than 10 yards of fabric in there. And if you work out how much you usually pay for 1 yard of fabric, it is a lot of fabric. So I would recommend that you just go through your own fabric stash and find at least 4 or 5 fabrics in your stash that you don't have to pay for, and then just buy 1 or 2 fabrics that tie everything together. Otherwise it just will cost you a fortune. But if you've already got stuff, I highly recommend just using what you have. But if you're making a special, and this is the amounts in this one, but if you're making a special like birthday dress for yourself or special occasion dress or something you want to wear like at least 2 times a week for the whole of the summer, then it's totally worth the investment. And I just like making them anyway. So this is a layer cake. I came across this photo. I was like, I should show the reason why I call it a layer cake. So these are, Pinterest is your friend. If you're looking for inspiration, you just don't know where to start, I would recommend Pinterest and just color stories, color palettes, or just color charts, and not really color charts, color palettes, I think, and just sort of look at them and familiarize. There are these technical things about what colors go with what, but no one's got their charts with them when they're looking at your outfit. So, or there's the Pantone seasonal colors, but I like these color story ones. They're more for designing your house or whatever, but I just think they're beautiful. And I tend to look at something like a picture of a sunset or vintage Las Vegas signs, or if you like this, Tula Pink makes some gorgeous quilting cottons. And the gem colours in vintage brooches are amazing. So I just look on Pinterest. Like this one here, I found it, like I made this dress last year, but it's like a perfect match for it. And if you saw that, then like I just used up all my scraps for this. But and I've also been asked, should you mix prints with solids? And I mean, I did with the rose garden ones. The plain green are supposed to be the grass paths between the rose beds. But I mean, it just depends what you want. I personally think all loud prints looks absolutely fabulous together. And if you looking in the remnant section, which is, the discount clearance fabrics, there's mostly going to be really loud prints, and I just love clashing them. Like, for me, it's not so much what I look like when I'm wearing it. It's like, is this going to be fun to make? Because, like, honestly, the vast majority of the time, like, what I wear around the house is black, navy blue, charcoal, I'm really a very boring person, and those are the sort of colours I like to look at on other people. Well, it depends who, I suppose. Like if it's a work buddy, because of the industries I work in, I usually have like rather flamboyant cave work buddy friends, and the more vibrant, the more fabulous. But so I guess it just depends. But yeah, I personally like really, really subtle colours. They calm me. Like as a writer, all you're staring at is words all day, every day, and images. Like when I take a break, it's like 5-10 minutes. I scroll, like either reading articles and headlines or looking at pictures. There was this French historian did this study on pre-revolutionary France. The people during that period only ever saw about 3,000 images and logos in their lifetime. And then at the turn of the century, like right before the internet and social media became everyday things, teenagers in America saw an average of 3,000 logos per day. And yeah, so when I want to look at other people, then yeah, I just want no prints, no patterns, just something nice and calm. But, when you go out, you do want to, I don't know, there's definitely more energy in prints and patterns, that's for certain. And they're just so much more fun to work with. Like, I love mixing, like, the two dresses that I just made. It was exhausting making them, but oh my God, this denim one in this picture must be so heavy. Like, yeah, you should also think about, this is, I put in because you could, if you only like one color and you only like one shade of one color, then think about doing different textures. Valentino did color blocking about 5 or 10 years ago, and it was fabulous. So definitely look that up. They also have some fabulous prints. That's a Sandra Rhodes print for Valentino, and that's a vintage Valentino that they reissued in like 2006 or something. And this Valentino collection was amazing. This jacket here, no, the next one. This one, it's all different. It's like quilted. It's all different pieces put together. So amazing. And this is Dries Van Noten. So if you want something really challenging, like clashing plaids or tartans with florals in completely opposing colors would be amazing. And this is me, like, sometimes I like to think about if I was a creative director of, whatever, like Dior or Chanel or Dolce & Gabbana, what would my first collection be? And I would definitely do a frogs collection. Like all the tweeds would be like the outside of the frog, and the silk lining would be what the color of their stomach. It would be so cute. And like the novelty purse, because in Chanel every season there's a novelty purse, and the novelty purse would be a frog. But yeah, a lot of people like birds, and there are some absolutely beautiful color like combinations. Or if you have a lot of scraps in, say, 3 different colors, all different prints, then you could look at birds and look at the way the colors are put together on them. And so like the bodice would be one color, and then at the hips you'd use them as the whatever the color of the tops of the wings would be, and then the bottom of the skirts on the side would be the bottom of the tips of their wings. So yeah, I would just go through all your fabric stash, if you have a fabric stash, or go to the thrift store and find some fabrics there, or some old dresses that you can pull apart and use as fabrics. For the top 2 layers and the bodice, you only need half a yard of fabric, or a full yard, depending on what sort of bodice you want, I guess, and what size you are. But my point is, you only need like 1 yard of each of most of the fabrics, unless you're making the really, really big one with 10 yards, in which case you only need 3 fabrics, and they're the bottom 3 fabrics. So they don't have to be particularly nice, the bottom 3. They just have to be color-wise. They have to tie in with everything, but they're right down near your feet, so they don't have to be the most detailed or most expensive patterns, is what I'm getting at. Cotton lawn and cotton poplin are lighter, more lightweight than quilting cotton, which may be something you need to think about. I find these dresses perfectly fine to wear, but then I'm used to wearing beaded jackets, so I'm not sure I'm a great judge. Speaking of, whenever I do a style episode, I got asked like how to be more attractive to guys, and I'm like, ugh. First of all, I want to be less attractive. If I could be invisible to everyone, that would be awesome. Well, maybe, one exception. But yeah, I think generally speaking, straight guys don't care. They literally do not care what you're wearing. But if you're in a restaurant and every single woman looks around at you when you enter, then guys are impacted by that. They're like, ooh, if I'm with her, then all the other women will stare at me and therefore all the other guys will too. So, I mean, that does happen. So if that's the kind of attention that you want, then, I just look at other people and see what you find stunning and attractive. And yeah, I don't think appealing to the male gaze ever works. I mean, there's always going to be someone better looking than you. There's always going to be someone better, like more whatever than you. There's that Dr. Seuss book, no one's ever going to be more youer than you. I think that's, lean into your eccentricities or whatever it is that's unique about you, the good things that are unique about you. And just, I think confidence is it. So it's not really the dress so much as, or the outfit so much as having the confidence to not care what people think about what you're wearing or you not second guessing yourself. So if that's the factor, just once you've made the dress, wear it around home doing the chores and stuff. And then it'll just become like jeans and a t-shirt to you and you won't feel nervous when you're wearing it. Because I think that's a problem when people make something absolutely gorgeous for themselves and they're so proud. And then they wear it out and they're like, oh, and they start second guessing themselves and they completely lose their confidence. And it's just such a shame when you hear people say, oh, I made this and I really love it, but I don't know, I didn't... it just seemed like a disaster the first time I wore it. So, yeah, I definitely wear it around the house for a bit. And just so that it becomes like, jeans and a t-shirt, just average, ordinary to you. And I think that's stunning. Like when you're wearing something spectacular, but it's just average to you, like it's just what it is to you. And I think that's confidence can definitely come from that. So that is it for this episode. To recap, Pinterest is absolutely your friend. Color palettes and color stories on Pinterest. If you just look at loads of them, then you become familiar with all these personalities. And then when you're in the thrift store or the bargain section, the clearance section of the fabric store, you're like, actually, these three prints together would look hilarious or amazing. Or like I've got these other two things at home and I could add them into it. And it just helps you think about more possibilities if you're really nervous about starting. And so otherwise you can just do plain colours. I made these two maxi dresses last year, I think. And I love the camouflage one. It looks like a really old tree with moss on it. I absolutely love it. I'm thinking of doing one in black, navy, charcoal grey, and like steel blue. All the like really boring colours, but it would be like boring to make, so that's what stopped me. But it would be gorgeous to have, so I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has helped, and yes, you should definitely make a layer cake dress. They're awesome. They do take a long time, but they're absolutely awesome and so much fun to wear out. And like, even if they do take a long time, it's a good investment because once you've made it, you have it for like ages. So yes, definitely make one, definitely. Anyway, thanks again for watching and happy sewing and mixing patterns.